I am Anna, and welcome to the Reverent Wisdom of a Meme. Today's message is from Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. This verse from Deuteronomy was part of Moses' address to the Israelites as they prepared to enter the new land where Joshua would lead them. It was a time of uncertainty and obstacles, and they would potentially meet up with unknown enemies and adversaries. This verse is a reminder that God is faithful. We can rely on his presence no matter what comes our way. And it tells us that there's no power who can overcome us when we have faith in God, because he promises not to abandon us. And in some ways, it's a call to strength and perseverance physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And to tell us that courage is not the absence of fear, but facing it head on, knowing God goes with us into every battle. I can't say exactly how many times the Bible says that we shouldn't fear, but I once thought that I would do a verse daily on this very subject, until I realized how many times I found the verses with this exact or similar version. Fear not, do not fear, do not be afraid, and the list goes on and on. So I scrapped that idea because honestly, it only takes a few verses to understand the concept. God makes us a promise that he'll never leave us alone because he's always with us, and he'll sustain us, and that he will protect us and bring us peace and strength during comfort in times of doubt and uncertainty. So why do we fear when the Bible tells us we don't have to? Well, that's a pretty easy question, I think. It's because we're human, and we have a fear response to anything that we don't know, and especially in the future and present. And we fear what other people think, say, and do. And we are afraid to sin and the consequences of that. Now, that fear sends us into all kinds of different directions. And most often our fear is rational, but often it's not. It's perceived fear, which defies logic. And it's the enemy at work. And his purpose is to overpower you and stop you from progressing, especially in your faith. Now, I've been paralyzed by fear a few times in my life, and I succumbed to it. But those days are gone now. And I've been given a different set of rules as of late, and the Bible has enhanced my understanding. And once you understand why not to be afraid, you can overcome all of that fear. And that is the purpose of today's message. So here are some reasons not to be afraid. God told us in Isaiah 41:10, he'll strengthen us and uphold us. In Joshua 1:9, he says to be strong and courageous and not afraid because he is with us. In John 14:27, he says, don't let your heart be troubled. And in Deuteronomy 31:6, he says, do not be terrified because he goes with us. He won't leave us and he won't forsake us. And finally, in Psalm 46, 1-3, he says, he is our refuge and our strength and our ever-present help in trouble. And we do not need to fear. So I say this as loud and clear as I can. The only reason you don't need to be afraid is because God's presence goes with you, and he is enough. And his promises are true. He'll leave no stone unturned to care for you. So today, walk in God's unconditional love and promise and overcome all the fear. And do not be afraid. Because, my friends, love is the answer. If this resonated with you, comment love, and I'll direct message you the link to our Facebook page and our website. Please like and share my post. And thank you for your donations to my divine mission and for helping me to keep my messages alive. I'll see you next time.